Back to more Pokemon White 2. So last time, we helped the newlywed couple in Icirrus City, but yeah, we had some interesting dialogue with some people in Celestial Tower as a result, and also some interesting battles, so yeah. This time around, we have, we're gonna be checking out the Tube Line Bridge. Because now we can actually go on it. Results also show that 4,944 people can be on the Tube Line Bridge at one time. Cool, I guess. But anyway, that means we'll be able to go to Icirrus City, so that's gonna be nice. Ah, glad it's way too noisy. It's all the trains, they never stop. And the train runs below, it's unbearably noisy. To be more specific, the noise level is about 100 decibels. It's noisy as the horn of the truck right next to my ear. Ah, it's so loud. We just have a Pokemon with its soundproof ability. They can make all this noise go away. Yeah, there's a couple of trainers, or I want to say trainers, there's a couple of people like this. They want to see like Pokemon with some abilities and they have some interesting dialogue. So yeah. I was running around trying to outrun the trains. I got over here to you. Can you please take this? TM43 Flame Charge, a very interesting move. This TM contains Flame Charge. The move lands, the user's speed goes up. You'll blow by everyone. Yeah, some Pokemon quite like that move. Like I mentioned Flareon before, it can help it, set up and then go for a lot of damage with its Gust boosted assault, so yeah. The Tube Line Bridge is number 1 the bridge rankings unit, but that means it's the steadiest. The Orion motorbikes to heart's content. We believe you could ride forever and ever. Yes, the infinite limitless breakneck road with the breakneck team Black Napoleon. Back when I had a one-on-one battle with Theo, that was our golden age. It was the age of gold. Alright. What do you two guys say? For someone like me who's checking out rail lines all over the world, Anvil Town where you can look at various trains has pretty high marks. A giant steel bridge towering with a road ahead. Just like on this small, the Tube Line Bridge holds the energy. The energy, I'll give you this. Energy powder. Alright. It's energy powder. Using a Pokemon restore some of its HP, but be careful, it's really burst, so it might make your Pokemon happy. Yup. Watch it. People use railway fans as a catch-all term, but there are many types of railway fans. There are riding fans, the training fans, station fans, train car fans, scheduled table fans, picture taking fans, recording fans, and more. Don't go and figure they're all the same. Yeah, I can obviously see that. It's raining on Route 8. That's right, I find rocks and I give them to people. That's my simple life. You'd rock. Here, I'll give you the Icy Rock I found tonight. Yeah, she gives you a different rock that boosts the duration of that weather. In this case, Icy Rock for hail. Yeah. If you like rocks, come back tomorrow. Rolling at a different time, so I'll be here. I promise. Alright. You got trains to fight, we got new Pokemon to talk about, and yeah, Rowan's got like this over. Hey there, Pokemon Train, I'm a member of the Hip Waiters. Oh, you don't have the fishing rod? Maybe I'll go invite Professor Jim and November Town instead. So that's our hint. Yeah, if we go to November Town, we might be able to get fishing rods. So yeah. Over here we got Big Pearl. Not too bad. And we got our first train over there. I'm not actually using Repel because yeah, the Swarm is actually on this route, so why not? I might catch up. The split shot sounds, they were your footsteps one day, so cute. Alright, while buying this, I saw it's a new Pokemon. We got Palpitoad first, so yeah, there's a Pokemon that, yeah, I wish was, in the main story, because yeah, I actually got some pretty cool moves with the Mewtwo's, but yeah. It's a Swift Swim Pokemon, that's its best normal ability, in my opinion. Yeah, all these are going to turn into water types, so yeah, it's pretty obvious what we want to do here. Well, you want to go into John Tracy for this rotation battle, so yeah. So yeah, let's do just that. Alright, so yeah, let's talk about Palpitoad a little bit, and maybe its evolution science of Toad actually. So yeah, again, like I said, Swift's probably its best ability. It's an interesting system because it's not like super fast at saying full speed, but it's just a very well-rounded Pokemon. 105 HP, 85 offenses, 75 defenses, and then say full speed. Yeah, it's really well balanced, that's an actual. Like I said though, I think the main cool thing about it is the Mewtwo moves because yeah, its other moves aren't bad. Just no Earthquake, which is kind of bad before, but at least yeah, now it's not as bad because you catch it in the post game, so you should worry about Earthquake. You get some other strange moves like Drain Punch, Hydro Pump, and Muddy Water. I wouldn't say Hydro's strange, but yeah, it is a pretty good move for it. If you go for Rain. TM's obviously Earthquake, but they also get Sludge Wave and Sludge Bomb if you want those. Ice Beam is generally better, although yeah, this Pokemon actually doesn't learn Ice Beam, so yeah. Yes, you're so strong. Too strong to be cute, so you need to keep that in mind. Of course, it gets Rock type moves and gets Grass Knot too, so there's some interesting coverage to make up the lack of Earthquake. And then the egg moves, one of the main ones here is Earth Power, but luckily though, it doesn't have to be just an egg move because yeah, we got Mewtwo now. What you gotta say? Is that a Pokedex? I love it if you would show me lots of different kinds of Pokemon. Because yeah, Earth Power is obviously an egg move. My egg move Mewtwo the move, so I can get through that method. Everything else is alright, although Ice Punch is now here too, making physical attacking movesets also pretty good as well. It does have the same attack and social attack, it's just that the social moves I feel like a little bit better. Yeah, your mileage may vary. You know, if you go with something like either Waterfall, Earthquake, Ice Punch on the physical side, and probably have Rain Dance to stop the rain, or even a Rock Time if you have someone else to do that with. And then on the social side, you can go for stuff like, you know, Skull probably, Earth Power, maybe Sludge Bomb, maybe Sludge Wave, maybe Grass Knot. So yeah, again, I definitely like that. You know, Earth Power's easy to get on it here. So yeah, again, to work on, I find kind of interesting. So yeah, I mean, this thing could have. I mean, does it get Storm Train as a regular ability? I guess we'll find out. Nope, there you go. I need to think carefully about that. So anyway, there we go, take out the Gastron. Once again, yeah, Rowan's gonna really like the ring here. I've never seen a Pokemon like that. Alright, up next is Stunfisk. Stunfisk is a Pokemon. Ground Electric type. It's not that amazing, but hey, it's interesting to talk about at least, I guess, so we shall do just that once I find where it is in the Pokédex. So yeah, again, Stunfisk, it's a bit, I think it's a bit better thanks to Mewtwo the moves, so yeah, we'll just talk about that. Its abilities are very weird too, it gets Static and Limber, so yeah, Static's obviously a lot better than Limber because it can only be paralyzed by Body Slam basically, so yeah. And Limber becomes completely useless in the next game because yeah, it's a electric type. So yeah, there's already that. Its all moves are also kind of weird, but it does get vulnerable, which is kind of interesting. And like Muddy Water. So yeah, not really many ground type moves except for Fissure, obviously. So yeah, yeah. Then for TMs, doesn't get Ice Beam. Here's the Swarm, by the way. It's Quagsire. So yeah, I'll see if I can catch Quagsire. Because yeah, I like Quagsire a lot. And it does get, you know, vulnerable, it gets Sludge Bomb even, it can even use Sand. Thunder Wave is obviously very good. You can even use the ability opponents to Bulldoze, you can get Rock Slide, you can get Surf. Then yeah, for the Egg moves, Earth Power's there, which is kind of good. And yeah, I assume didn't one shot. Earth Power's there, but again, you don't need Earth Power this way. You can also get stuff like Yawn and Curse as well, which is kind of interesting, so yeah. Anyway, those Mewtwo the moves now. It gets Earth Power, like I said, which is good. Now it gets Stealth Rock, even gets Foul Play, and Theme Split. So yeah, a lot of interesting moves for Stunfisk to use. And of course the stats, they're very all over the place. It has 109 HP as its best stat. Here is Quagsire, it has an easygoing nature. It doesn't care if it bumps its head on boats and boulders while swimming. He's a Uber, that's a length shot. That's a length shot, but he's a Pokemon I really like, so yeah. So anyway, let's give you saying that Ronan here, and yeah, we found the Quagsire, let's put back up our pills. So yeah, what you got? Real first one on page, so I must battle immediately. Okay. So yeah, again, 109 HP. Its other good stat is its 99 special defense. It has 81 special attack and 84 defense. 66 attacks. So yeah, it really does like Earth Power because now it uses both Wonderful and Earth Power of its better special attack, which is nice. And then yeah, 32 speed. It's a Pokemon, alright. It's a very weird one, so yeah. You can use it if you want. You may use it because Ground Electric is a kind of interesting type combination, so yeah, and it could have some niches on certain teams as a result, so yeah. Anyway, after that is Croagunk. It is a Stunfisk. It's not gonna like this though. So yeah, Croagunk is a very interesting Pokemon that I wish I used at some point because I still haven't. It's a Pokemon that, yeah, it's not in too many games, which I think is one reason why. And yeah, there's a little bit of the difficult Pokemon in Spin Team because, yeah, it's that unique, basically. It's not that it's bad unique, it's just that, yeah, again, it's just very unique. It's a Poison Flying type Pokemon, which is actually a pretty decent type combination. It's just that it does have the times for, you know, Psychic Weakness. I lost the end. But hey, Poison does show up flying decently well, as we've seen with another Poison Flying type Pokemon that got introduced recently, so yeah. So again, like I said, not a bad type combination. You get Dry Skin as one of the abilities, which is really good. That's a water immunity. You turn a Parasol around, it's like a flower blossom in the rain. So you obviously want that, and if it's in the rain, it constantly recovers HP, which makes it really cool with something like, you know, a rain team, obviously. Anyway, we got an interesting battle here because, yeah, this definitely looks like a, rain team we're dealing with. And yeah, that Jolteon's obviously quite a problem for us, so yeah. Anyway, so yeah, here's what I'll do. I'll go for yeah, I'll go for Waterfall, I'll go for Thunderbolt, and I'll go for Acrobats. And Stream's actually faster, very nice. Because yeah, Lyrico probably has Swim, is my guess. But anyway. And yeah, we got level 74, awesome. So yeah, so that's some moves. It does get some decent moves for level up. I think the main one for me, okay, just because of Dog Kick, alright. I was expecting like a Thunder or something like that, but I guess I shouldn't have to be afraid. Sucker Punch is like the main one, and even gets Nasty Plot as well. And Poison Drop. So yeah, decent moves for level up. TM, it's also pretty decent because it gets stuff like Bulk Up. Brick Break is alright. You can use Focus Blast too on special sets. It gets Rock Slide. And doesn't get Stone Edge, it looks like. I'll spin around a Parasol. Alright. I guess that's all you do. Poison Jab is a TM as well, because we're about to get that move, so yeah. Then I'm gonna go check out the War of Icirrus, which doesn't have any new encounters, although we do need strength, so we probably actually want to go back into town first, so I'll do that. And these two are less experienced, so yeah, we're gonna go check out Icirrus first, I think. Or at least, you know, just put the Pokemon so I get strength. And we'll also finish up on this route. Looks like we're going to use Surf a little bit. Anyway, so yeah, some okay TM moves. And it doesn't get Stone Edge. I thought it did, to be honest, but hey. And then for like moves, actually some decent ones. I think the good thing here is stuff like Cross Chop, because its regular fine type is not the strongest. So if you want the hardest thing option, well, there you go. At least it's not the worst option, it's just that, yeah, it's not 100% accurate like in CC. Which is a better problem. I'm going to go Steam you out. Bullet Punch is also here, even Dynamic Punch if you really want. Fake Out is obviously very important to VHC. Then we got the Mewtwo's. Drain Punch is also an egg move, but you can also get it this way. It's really nice with like a rain bulk up moveset. You keep healing your HP, you can heal your HP even more. And then obviously you can make yourself bulkier too. It's a pretty cool moveset. Let's get out the Palpitoad here because of the it could have, you know, system, but also my moves don't really hurt it. It also gets Elemental Punches, Low Kick as well. Again, I think the main issue is the lack of a really strong Fine Time move. Also, for some reason, actually no. It does get Gong Shot. Apparently, yeah, another way to get Gong Shot is the Dream World, but yeah, that's your strong physical poison type move there if you need that, so yeah. But it also has Poison Jab as a more accurate option. So again, a lot of good moves that it can use. Here's a Croagunk. But yeah, it actually doesn't get all the elemental punches, it doesn't get Fire Punch. Ice and Thunder Punch will do just fine. If you're especially using like a bulk up moveset. And then finally, yeah, the stats. I mean, I didn't even talk about Toxicroak, I just said that everything about Croagunk. So yeah, I'm pretty sure Croagunk is gonna make things even better. Like yeah, Earthquake. I get it. I didn't realize I did change it. So it does get Earthquake now, which is good. There's the Stone Edge. I knew it. That's Stone Edge. And X is a 2. So yeah. And yeah, I believe, yeah, I haven't lost it to the Dinos, I'm gonna keep believing that. Alright. It actually gets Super Fang now as a Mewtwo move as well, so that's also pretty cool. There's even Dark Pulse if you want to use a special move set. because it does get nasty if I remember. And yeah, the stats here, they're very good. Very good offensive stats, 106 attack, 86 special attack, 85 speed. Not too bad. And then, yeah, here's Team Basic Sludge Bomb. Very good move. Very good poison type move. A lot of your such attacking poison type Pokemon are going to want that, so yeah. Because they've been stuck with Venom Shock until now, unless they obviously learn such ones, so yeah. Oh yeah, I don't want to go here, just do it. Anyway, yeah. Its bulk is the best. It's only 65 defense and 83 HP. But of course, you can use bulk up and Drain Punch if you want to try and bulk it out. Again, Croagunk's definitely a Pokemon I'm very interested in. Too bad again, it is post-game in this game. It would have been so cool if it was in the main story. Like how, you know, saw Getus, you know, use Croagunk, so yeah. Or Toxicroak, I mean. And yeah, definitely a Pokemon, yeah, I really want to use one day. It's just that, yeah, again, I just haven't had the opportunity to. Which is kind of strange, but yeah. Anyway, they're gonna need Surf, so yeah, can't get rid of you can't get rid of Ronan like that. So it's gonna be Lacey instead. So let's do that. Alright, so with that done, yeah, let's talk about that Swarm Pokemon we just found. Quagsire. Quagsire's a very basic Pokemon. Another water ground type. It is a good type though. So yeah. I didn't really sing its praises with Politoed, but yeah. I didn't really sing its praises with yeah. That's not Politoed. I'm doing so great in this spot. Like I can't say Pokemon names right, I can't do anything right today, yeah. Thoughts of, yeah, that's not even the right Pokemon. It's Toad, right? So yeah, we talk about Size of Toad. I didn't really talk about how good its water ground type is, but again, only with the grass. Not bad for a system. It does mean that, yeah, it does mean that, let's get this as well, Tiny Mushroom. It does mean that, yeah, again, it won't go down without a fight when it comes to its, you know, Rain Dance antics. There's an old legend about this place. Long ago, when a war between people started, when a war between people started and intensified in this forest, a single young Pokemon was separated from its parents. Cobalion, Terrakion, and Verizon teamed up to take care of this Pokemon. I don't know what that young Pokemon grew up to be like. Yeah, this place is very important for that Pokemon, because it had an event in Black and White, so yeah. Alright, got some trainers to fight in here. There isn't too much to this area, it's just kind of a neat little area, I guess you could say, so yeah. When trainers nurture friendship with their battles. Man, that's what I talk about Quagsire. You definitely want Water Absorb for its ability. It's also very well known for its inability, Unaware. Because with its strange type, I wouldn't say strange type, it's good type I should be saying. It's actually kind of a pain. It's actually kind of a pain to take out for some certain secrets, because it does get like, you know, recover. Moves like that. It can actually bulk out quite good, despite the fact that, yeah, one of the trademark things about Quagsire, it makes the most out of, you know, its very low BST. And even then, like, its stats aren't even that amazing, it's just that the BST is quite low. But there's decently, but again, like I said, it's not actually too bad when it comes to how it makes use of it, because again, it's 95 HP, 85 physical stats, 65 special stats, and 35 speed. Yeah, it's definitely not going to outspeed anything, but again... Oh, that's an interesting combination right there. Yeah, Synchronize works strangely well with Kekko when you think about it like that, but anyway. But it has a bit buff to 120 power yet, so yeah. Here's a Swallow. Yeah, Synchronize, yeah, it's such a bad move, but sometimes it can surprise you a little bit, I guess you could say, so yeah. But anyway. So that's what's why, again, like I said, Quagsire might not have amazing looking BST, but again, it does make up for that. Again, Water Ground is the main reason why. It's actually quite hard to take out one hit, unless you do have like grass type moves, so yeah. That's the thing. And via level up, it does an Earthquake via level up, not too important to us, but it is kind of cool that it does. And even gets Muddy Water via level up too, as well as, you know, stuff like Yawn as well. Seeing of the V is like a bomb swap. Toxic is also pretty good on it as a TM move, even gets Ice Beam. Umbra is like a great token of friendship. It's like you can chip a Giant type Pokemon for a little bit, stay still and listen carefully. Hear the sounds of nearby Pokemon, the breath of tree swamps. Cool stuff. So yeah, we leveled up, which is good. So yeah, now we're going to do this. I'm gonna be using Serena once again. Alright. He does get also like Stone Energy and gets Sludge Ball and Focus, which is kind of funny, so yeah. And yeah, Ekmu, so yeah, the main one here is Recover. It also gets Counter as well, and Curse. Curse is interesting if you want to use like Waterfall, Earthquake, and Ice Punch, or even Stone Edge instead. That's an option. Here is TM for Poison Drive, so we get all the good Poison type moves here, which is very nice. And Jab isn't like the most amazing move in the world, it's just that it's reliable, unlike Gunk Shot, which we've had for quite a while now, so yeah. You can never go wrong with reliability, so yeah. Unless you really need the action damage. But anyway, he's a Dawnster. Yeah, your cards are exactly the same as in Route 8. Knowing oneself, knowing the other, and knowing the surroundings. That's a Ranger. And yeah, Mewtwo moves, it gets Earth Power, but you don't really need that. It actually doesn't get that many moves. It's After You, Aqua Tail, Earth Power, Ice Punch, Icy Wind, Iron Tail, Sleep Talk, and Snore. That's it. It doesn't really need much else. Icy Wind could be actually kind of interesting in BGC, I must admit. As like a decent support option, so yeah. So again, yeah, like I said, Quagsire, you know, very unique Pokemon. It's alright, again, they make, despite, you know, being a low BST Pokemon, like I keep saying, it does make the most out of it. Like I also keep saying. Again, good type, good abilities for the role, because again, Water Absorb is one of its abilities, it makes very good use of that. And then, yeah, decent moves to use as well. I think, yeah, having reliable recovery, I think, is the main reason why it's just so good at its job, so yeah. It's actually back here when, you know, the PP hasn't been nerfed for it yet, so yeah. So that's all the Pokemon. We have a Cardivine here, so yeah, let's try and take it out with the Acrobats. So now, yeah, we're exploring some of all the routes here. It's a new Pokemon to talk about. Knowing your opponent is a difficult feat. So yeah, feels good to do this again. You know about this. You got the Lumberry. If you know what kind of wild Pokemon have in here, you can bring along Pokemon who are strong against them and have no problem with your head. Let's get this full heal here. I should also mention that, yeah, again, with Icirrus, if it's winter, then yeah, these ponds become ice that you skate around on. Which, yeah, that makes it a lot more difficult to reverse, but I do believe there's some items that you can only get in winter. I could be wrong, that might be mainly Twistman, but it is gonna be something I check when I do make it winter for Twistman. The trainers, I just have battles on them. Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, that's just something to keep in mind. And this game is a lot better at giving, you know, non-winter months more flair when it comes to the change of seasons. But again, Icirrus, though, pretty similar in that regard. Again, it's basically winter and non-winter that really changes things here, so yeah. As well as the more of Icirrus as well, so yeah. Here's a Poliwag. So we'll go for the good old Acrobatics on it. To take it out. Very nice. And we get level 74. And there's a Stunfisk once again. But yeah, got a lot of fishermen to fight here. With their water type Pokemon. In this case, not a water type Pokemon, but hey. Yeah, Stunfisk is just such a strange Pokemon. It looks like a water type Pokemon, but it isn't. So yeah, and it got a reachable for some reason, so yeah. Never seen such a strong trainer. Alrighty, so yeah. Again, this area is not too long, I think. There's that area up there we can go to. So let's go check it out. And I do feel like that is an area that you need winter for, but I guess we'll see later. Look at this big mushroom. Icirrus itself does those, so yeah, it's definitely in our best interest to do that at some point. We get the green shot, and we got another guy to fight. And yeah, we'll heal up for 20 for this, because again, totally it's been damaged themselves with the life ball, so yeah. Man, we're definitely getting a reshuffle our team here a little bit. So we'll use the Lemonade, I guess. You know, won't get us back to full. I'll use on John Tracy as well, just in case. Alright, what we got here? just a little bit more, just as fuck. I think, yeah, one thing I do kind of want to talk about is Toxicroak. Again, I think the reason why I want to use it in a playthrough, again, there's like two things. One, again, I haven't used it in a playthrough yet. I think, again, the reason why is it's not in too many games. Like, yeah, the main game to use it is Platinum, obviously. But again, with how I build teams, personally speaking, yeah, I do find it hard to fit in both a Poison and a Fine type normally without, you know, doing some roll compression. I feel like maybe in Platinum that's a little bit more difficult for me. Like, yeah, there aren't that many, like, Pokemon that can both surf and fly, except for Pelipper, I think. So maybe that's one reason why. You know, also use like Water Ground type Pokemon as well, like Quagsire, like I mentioned, to fill both of those roles too, so yeah. So again, that's something, that's like Pokemon I would use to maybe, you know, fit in. Of course, yeah, I can also, you know, show up a water weakness on Team 2 with, you know, Dry Skin as well, which is really cool, so yeah. I don't know, this haiku will be my magnum opus. I see myself there, reflected in the still lake, a silent defeat. I see. Anyway, let's go get this. A heart skill, and I think we're actually done? Question mark. Yeah, there doesn't really seem to be much else, so yeah. But yeah, again, another reason for Platinum 2 is that, yeah, Toxicroak also, you know, gets its coverage moves in that game as well. It's just that it doesn't really have the Blood Drain Punch, which again, I quite like, just because, again, I don't really like the idea of having Cross Chop as a main stab move, so yeah. With its Avis and accuracy, so yeah. In a regular paper release, and think about you sometimes just have to go for it, you know, so yeah. Because yeah, if you don't have anything else stronger than you, you're not going to be able to secure those important KOs, so yeah. So that seems to be it for more of Icirrus, so yeah, let's check out Icirrus City now. Look in the wetlands, you might surprise wild Pokemon are popping out, which is why we have repels. The legendary Pokemon gave help to the hero who sought truth. Because of that, a Reach was created. Then, when its physical form was lost, the Pokemon became the Lightstone, when you patiently put a new hero. The story I heard when I was little turned out to be true. Alright. The reason why I'm talking about that is obviously Dragon Spiral Tower. We can't go there because I see Winter, but there's a very iconic NPC there. Check out that area in a bit because it's kind of important. Legendary Pokemon Reshiram shared its wisdom with the hero that fight foes with columns of fire. The hero and that Pokemon were as close as a parent and child. It was indeed awe-inspiring to see them. I have several black belts, so I'll give you one. So here's the item that boosts the power of fine type moves. So the black belt, right? When you have a Pokemon hold it, fine type moves are powered up. They were given to me by a grandma. She used to be a power belt. Yeah, there's a grandma here. She used to give you Brick, which is really nice. Anyway, what do you have? Yeah, he has Dust, Timer, and Quick, which is very good. I'll buy more Dust because there's still more electric Pokemon to catch. I think I go on Timers. I mean, we go on Quicks, so yeah. Anyway, over here is something very important. Or Star Door. This is where you should laugh. Anyway, I'll pay you well for rare ores. Not just ores, stones, gems, shards, even mineral, I love it all. Do you have an adorable ore that shakes our core? Yeah, on this side, so we're going to be here for a while. I'm definitely not doing this on screen, but yeah, I can sell all those nuggets that I've been, you know, Stardust, even Star Piece, you know, stuff like that. I basically sell all those to this guy and then make a huge profit. So yeah, so next time, I wouldn't say next time because I'm going to record another part out of this, but yeah, as I should heal up. But yeah, next time, yeah, I'm gonna be swimming in it, so yeah, yeah, so that's gonna be a lot of fun. So let's heal up. There you go, so yeah. So let's head out. And here's the example diamond moves. You got these guys clapping. When one is divided, the world will board. Truth ideals, two dragons. Truth and ideas move forward and hand in hand. These slices divide by splices. Let's check out this house. expression of Zekra lived for thousands of years. They have likely met many heroes of stern knowledge to them, but the truth remains a mission, the world still is an ideal. Yet those two still believe in people, even in heroes. How foolish. Hey, you know what? Bryce is a proper actor again, just like he used to be. After Brycen left, try and just stop coming to the gym. Even if you don't change, the things around you should do. Alright. Always the tower looms, disdainful of the wind and snow. Perhaps its presence is telling us not to forget dreams and ideals. Yeah, that's a Dragon Spiral Tower. Bryce is surrounded by ice-type Pokemon and has trained in the martial arts ever since he was a child. He's become an action star using that experience. And here's the Pokemon Fan Club. They dressed up quite a lot since last time. Ahem, I'm the chairman who loves Pokemon and the most among Pokemon fans in the entire world. If you're a trainer, will you show me how you raise your Pokemon loving curve? Alright, so yeah, if we show them our Pokemon, then yeah, we'll get a good idea of this. This guy was level 2 when he met, but now it's level 73. You raised it quite well. I think you'll love this Pokemon. So you get the cleanse stack for doing that. Let's talk about graduate for showing me your great love for your Pokemon. They show us something that we call it much later, like let's say Beatra. It was level 50 we met, but that's level 74. I see, although it's just a switch, I can feel a love for your Pokemon. Well, you show me good stuff. Alright. I think you can also give you like an EXP show as well, which is pretty cool. I also remind that yeah, we should get Lacey back for what's about to happen. But yeah, I don't think that Antonia was the lowest Pokemon, so yeah, that's the one that we've raised the most. So yeah. So we'll get Braviary back, or put Braviary back. We get Lacey back, and now yeah, let's swap some Pokemon around. So that, yeah, I know what levels I want to be. So yeah, actually, yeah, Lacey does want to be near the front. Although, yeah, I think how I kind of want to do this is something like this, I think. That'll make a bit more sense later, but anyway. Okie so yeah. Let's go check out this house. This is somewhat charming house. Hi, this way, please. Exciting, thrilling, zippy, chilling, it's Pet Quiz. Today's challenge is this person. Hiya, welcome. Pet Quiz starts now. Answer lots of quizzy questions and watch it bring up Brainia. Let's start with a question. Good luck. A question. What's the name of the mysterious creatures that inhabit our world? Oh my, it's trying to be difficult. Can I charge what's this? Hint, hint. Oh, you always asked for a hint. Okay, I'll give you a hint. It's not Caremods. Okay. This is a good hint, Charger. Please answer. What's the name of the mysterious creature that have our world? Now the question is, what would it be? Probably term, right? Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I do think it is Pokemon, so yeah, let's confirm. That's a very weird question. Woohoo, that's correct. You go, yeah, you do. Yeah, good hustle. Congratulations, now this is a prize tonight, so. If you get it wrong, I believe it's a paralyzed hill instead, so again, it's just something small you can do. So I'm brilliant, zippy chilling, that's Pet Quiz. See you tomorrow. Yeah, just one of those small things, you know, that make Pokemon games kind of charming, so yeah. And here's the old Icirrus City gym. So cool, isn't it? That strong figure standing there in the background. And you can go for the puzzle again. There's a good reason to do this though, as I'm about to find out. So, can't fathom how dangerous this place is with, you know, the bomb splits and stuff anyway. Yeah, it feels like I've been to this ship so many times. I don't know why. Yeah, let's just make our way through. So yeah, I remember the puzzle decently well. do this. Yeah, see, that was all instinct right there. Brycen's here, and he wants a chat. Well, let's just kill the way here. I see, yes. Well then. Looking forward to it. Sensei, you called. You're looking well. Hey, I heard you're going back to acting. Indeed. Team Pass has actually stirred the hearts of the public. People even worry about how to interact with Pokemon. Of course, it's good to think about that relationship, but still. Even if you're told to find an answer on your own, it's not exactly an easy thing to do now, is it? That's why. If people can see my bond with my Pokemon when they're watching my movies, it might ease their worries. That was my reasoning. Oh, I get it now. Can't communicate that just by holding up in the gym and talking to challengers. But are you gonna be alright? What if you get hurt during filming again? Marshall, Bryce has already decided. Sometimes worrying can destroy potential. I'm fine. I had no doubts about my decision. Also, I appreciate Marshall's concern. I was young. I thought I could do any kind of action scene, so I put myself in unnecessary danger. I thought this bravery was my value as a person. So instead of trying to communicate something through my acting, I simply sought amazing action. That was how I got hurt. I think I understand. You seek strength for its own sake. The reason why you wanted it in the first place becomes vague, and you end up desiring victory and nothing else. That's why I've also made an important decision. I'm going to resign as champion. We in particular need to take another look at what it means to live together with Pokemon. The world at large is still shaken by uncertainty, so I have to show everyone a new hope. Well, that's what you decide, Sensei. Even if I argued, that won't change your decision, will it? You've grown so much since you sought me and asked to be my pupil. Could that be it? Becoming part of the elite pool helped me grow up in its own way? I thought that if I was strong, my Pokemon would become stronger. Maybe I grew up because my Pokemon told me that isn't always the case. Well then, will you spar me? I'll observe. Thank you. I want to be sure my Pokemon are in top condition to chance the trainer who will become the next champion. The shrimp! It's a Pokemon! I'm grateful for everyone's support. In the past, when I was hurt and depressed, all this shared this with me. There's strength in being with other people and Pokemon. Receiving their support makes you stronger. With this dreamer, I couldn't understand what he meant by that. My desire became to strengthen this relationship that makes everyone stronger. A relationship between people and Pokemon. By focusing apart from the actor, I want to make everyone think that living together with Pokemon is exciting and wonderful. Teaching is about being taught. Excuse me, it's time for training. So there we go. Pretty cool backstory, to be honest, too. Yeah, Brycen got injured in one of his acting scenes, so interesting to learn about that. Brycen decided to try to return to his acting roots. Currently, he's working hard at Focus Star Studios. Yeah, we did see that very recently, too. But again, I really like all the movies he's a part of. Of course, Brycen Man speaks for itself, because that's how you get introduced to it. Any of the Brycen movies I'm also a big fan of. And of course, Full Metal Cop, yeah, really like that one too. I really like that one too, just because, again, I like the premise. It's also interesting about how, talks about justice as well. I thought that was pretty cool too. But anyway, over here though, this will be the last thing we do. You, congratulations. Guess would do anything anymore. No, to be more precise, he can't do anything anymore. That's why I won't forgive you. I'll loss. I'll win. That's the only way to regain his lost heart. Alright, so these three want revenge, because, yeah, as I kind of said there, yeah, Gatsus is unable to do anything anymore. So, yeah, he has a Bishop, he's level 70, so yeah, I'm not going to take my chances here. Then Tonya. So, yeah, I'm going to go into, of course, Lacey. But yeah, Lacey will probably get to level 75 doing this, because, yeah, these battles are a little bit interesting. So yeah, he goes with the Scary Face. Now I'm going to go for... Yeah, I was kind of worried he'd have like an Aerial Ace or something like that, so I decided to be a bit careful. There's a Night Slash, now I've got the Earthquake. To try and take out the Bishop. There we go. Here comes this other Bishop. So I go with another Earthquake. And it goes another Night Slash. Again, I did think that, these should do more in the plot, but I guess, yeah, again, they are kind of supposed to, the important members of Team Paz. It kind of makes sense that, yeah, you fight them near the end. And his last is an Absol, so yeah, I'm gonna go for the Exorcist as he goes for the Exorcist, so yeah. So I go for my own, and that should be a good battle right there. So what? What do you want? Do you want to keep battling? Sure. Battle gets us. That's the only proof that I'm living now. Is not only have the remix their teams, but also yeah, they participate in different battles too. We got a triple battle here against the one with the Icirrus. Which is not great for Antonio because yeah, the Icirrus probably outspeeds everything here, so yeah. But yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go for the Exorcist. I'm gonna go for the Earthquake, and I'm gonna go for a Flamethrower. Yeah, we actually do outspeed thanks to all that speed investment. So there we go. Should take out the Icirrus. And now we just have to take out the two shops. So go for the Exorcist. Yeah, that one was one shot. And here's the Earthquake. The very big spread Earthquake, so yeah. That is enough to take out both the shots. There we go. Not too bad. Antonio gets a level up. And a lot of extreme stuff. I'm just a shadow after all. What do you want? Do you want to keep battling? Be a Shadrad where are and will be the royal servants that gets us. Yeah, this also kind of shows that yeah, these three are extremely loyal to him, so yeah. Anyway, last stop of course, a rotation battle. This one has the Banette, so yeah. So it should be pretty easy what we need to do here. So what we need to do is, yeah, just go for it, quick. And he just stays in, alright? But that's definitely not gonna like that, so yeah, this should do quite well. There we go. And now, yeah, we can just Earthquake with Flamethrower to our heart's content now, so yeah. Yeah, that's definitely one problem in rotation battle if you use two of the same Pokemon or two Pokemon of the same type. You could definitely find yourself in situations like this, so yeah. There we go, take out one Bishop, that was only 5 at least, And yeah, one more to go. So take it out. And there we go. No problemo. How disappointing. And that leads to a PP up. Now you can battle them once every season actually, so yeah, you can battle them if you so wish. But again, like I said, yeah, Getsus, yeah, he's basically lost his hypothetical heart, I guess you could say. So yeah, he's not going to do anything anymore now. So yeah, so that's the end of his story now. Again, yeah, most of that story wasn't Black and White 1. Black and White 2 is kind of, the ending point for him. Considering that, yeah, we don't see him until the end of the game, like I said before. But again, yeah, like I said, he's a very impactful villain. And probably one of my favorite villains in this series too, if not my favorite, so yeah. So with that done now, we're actually going to do things a little bit stranger here. We're technically close to the Slam, but I'm actually going to enter the Slam from the other side, I think, is what I want to do. So yeah, we checked out Route 8 and Icirrus City. We learned a bit more about Brycen, and we took on the Shadow Triad once again, so that's pretty cool. Next time, yeah, I think we're going to go take our first look at Twist Mountain, so yeah, look forward to that. I'll see you guys again for that.